planting a mid-September food plot in Georgia, and how to plug and fix a flat tire. William Hovey Smith, 2015. I'm the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, and here we do our annual planting of the food plots.
This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. And what we're about to do is get started planting our larger food plot. Now we plant a strip here which is at the end of a fallowed field, and the part we plant is about an acre or so. And the equipment I've got is of course my snapper lawn tractor here with the mower deck removed to lessen weight, increase the pulling power. We are also going to be putting out some fertilizer right there, some seed right here, and using a spreader here. This piece of equipment is a planer. It's homemade, just out of some 2x6s with some cables.
We've now brought in the rest of the seed and the fertilizer so we can see if we can get it out all before dark. I don't know if we'll get it all on the ground and covered today, but I think with luck we ought to be able to get the seed out and the fertilizer out and then do the covering in the morning. Now several things have already happened here. We have hooked up our spreader right here to our lawn tractor, and what this is about an equal mixture of wheat, oats, and rye. It is already September 17th, and this should have been in the ground some weeks ago, but we're just getting around to it. Now you'll notice this, Fix-A-Flat, or the equivalent, and this is used to keep these tires pumped up. There are all kinds of little nasties out here, such as thorns from crabapple, for example, that will easily puncture them. And so this is the easiest and most expedient way to keep them inflated while you're out here in the field. When I start, I'll open the gate, which is under here. Now I've been putting out fertilizer, so I'm going to open it a little further to put out the coarsest seed. And when I actually get started running, I'll open it as I'm moving to keep from dumping a pile of stuff right here and losing it out there in the field. So this fills to about 4 inches from the top, and this is one 50-pound bag. So that's exactly what this spreader is designed to hold. So we're going to crank up and get started. Well, one pass up and back put out about, I would say, 50% of that bag, put out about 25 pounds. So okay, we'll continue around until we've got the seed put out, and then we'll have 3 more bags to put out on this food plot. I've adjusted the gate here to just about halfway open. So this is going to be the adjustment for the easier to feed fertilizer. So we're going to close it now and add the fertilizer. What I'm going to put out is 2 50-pound bags of 10, 10, 10 to approximately an acre. And so this goes with 200 pounds of seed. So 1 acre gets 200 pounds of seed. and 100 pounds of fertilizer. And hopefully, with some rain, that should make some things rough. We're having to do a little more permanent repair than we did previously in order to plug this hole right here. So the first thing we're going to do is clean it. Add a little gasoline here. That is the hole right there. Okay. It's taking doggy chew shoe here. And we've taken a piece of hard rubber and put a point on it. So now I think I'll have something I can actually jam down into that hole. So we will try the same thing again. Again, put a good gob of shoe goo on it. Alright. And now we've got that part. See if we can actually get it to penetrate down in the hole itself. Okay, indeed I have. Alright. And we put some shoe goo on the outside here. Give that a good bond all around. Not very pretty. But pretty is not what we're after here. Okay. We'll let that set and then put some pressure in it and then grind this down so it doesn't actually push all the way through when it works. So we'll see if that one will do. That has set for a little bit. I'm going to try an inflation here. Not as stiff as I would want it. Okay, that's a good hard tire now. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So we're going to just let this stay for a while, and then we're going to sand this protrusion down to where it's flush with the rest of the tire. Going to see now if we can trim this plug off very carefully so it's actually flush with the tire. Okay. Much more nearly so than it was. All right. I'm going to call that one good. Well, now that we have our tire restored to an inflatable condition and it's holding air now, yeah, I think we can go back and resume work. What? We're now ready to put the planer on the machine and actually cover our seed. You can see the area has been somewhat flattened now just by virtue of the tires running over it from the lawn tractors putting out the seed and fertilizer. So we've knocked some of the high points down, and now we're going to more nearly level it up with this planer, and I'm going to hook it up to my tractor. We have had an unexpected event. That is my snapper long tractor. I stopped it to rearrange the fertilizer in the bin back there, tried to start it again, and it would not start. Yuck! It has started several times already this morning. It was running just fine, and now it doesn't want to go for whatever reason. So I went back and got my Husqvarna, which still has a mower deck on it. And so we're going to finish up this plot with that machine. So I'm going to hook that one up now and show you what the planer looks like. You can see how we have it hooked up. New this year, we just bought that piece of cable, and so we're pulling it with cable instead of a mishmash of chains and ropes I've had on it in previous years. So we have refined the art a little bit there. The weight of the concrete block keeps it on the ground and keeps it level. And so we're going to proceed, and I'll show you a little bit of a run of it. And that's how it typically looks as it's being dragged. And the only way I can do this really with this tractor is actually to keep one set of wheels in a compacted area that I've already run over once. That way I can do it with a small horsepower instrument. So this is going to take a while, but this is how we're going to get this one done. We have finished planting and leveling our food plot. So there's seed here still visible on the ground, and that's just the way it's going to be with the methods I'm using. One thing about using a grain drill is that you get a much higher percentage of seed actually under the soil. With this method, I would say probably 15% of the seed that I put out will never germinate, because they're here on the surface, and there's no way I can really effectively bury them any better than I've already done. So that's just the nature of planting this way. It is awful wasteful so far as use of seed is concerned. But then if you're talking about a drain drill, you're talking about a tractor, and you're talking about an extremely expensive piece of equipment that you're only going to use, if you're a guy like me, once every year. So it hardly pays to get one, unless you really want some toys to play with. Now about these lawn tractors, it's taken 3 of them at various stages to get this job done. And trying to get any 2 of them working and functional at the same time, as you see, is a bit of a chore. Well, why don't I get a bigger tractor? Yeah, I could, I guess, and maybe one day I will. But
These are, well, the youngest of them is 10 years old. The oldest one is over 15 now. So we use what we got, and ultimately we can get it done, although it's a lot of trouble and bother, as you see. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe. Goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.
Besides backyard deer hunting, I have other outdoor books like crossbow hunting, extreme muzzleloading, practical bow fishing, and books on muzzleloading like muzzleloaders for hunters. I have a new series of business books in the Profit series, the first of which is Ideas for New Businesses, and here's a little blurb about that one. Now, my brother-in-law put in the food plots, and I wanted to finish those off before the soils got compacted. For more information on my books, blogs, and videos, go to my website, www.hoveysmith.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.